Hello and welcome back to a new video here on this channel, or if you watch it on Facebook, here on Facebook. Yeah, I want to show off the most recent releases of the best label on this planet, Golden Core. And of course it's all reissues, even there will be a recent band with a new album very soon. Band's called Starstrike, by the way. But right now it's yeah, 2 vinyls and 3 CDs I want to show you off. I mean, most of you already bought all these products, I hope at least. But to those who are still not sure what to do, I will give you the final boom to buy these. Okay, first, in the good old tradition, when I'm not doing a video in the evening and drink beer, it's another video with a curcuma ingwer shot. So let's have that. It's 11 in the morning here in Germany. Weather's not that good right now. It looks a little like rain. Yes, we have rain in Germany here and there, not just in England. And yeah, so I thought it would be a good time to do a new video for you here. Oh, you can even taste that it's healthy. It tastes so bad, it must be healthy. Okay, let's start with the vinyls. There's one exclusive vinyl, but even this information, yeah, is not true anymore since at least 2 days. We know that there will be a CD version with bonus tracks very soon, but right now, and until 2 days ago, this was a vinyl only release of the band Ampyre from the Stuttgart area of Germany. I think not directly, but some in this area. This area is pretty known, like Munich too, by the way, for melodic heavy rock, for melodic heavy metal, and even AOR. And to this day there are festivals, there were festivals in Ludwigsburg, and there are still festivals like Eddie Freiberger doing this Heat festival. You can still feel that people in this area still have that sleazy hairspray thing going on a little, and usually I don't like that kind of music too much, and yeah, it's no secret, but when I heard Ampyre, I thought, oh god, this is so good. Why didn't they got a deal back then in the early 90s, and why does only some people know these recordings, which are, by the way, 5 songs. And yeah, of course Ampyre were on the first part of the compilation Sound and Action Rare German Hard Rock and Heavy Metal Volume 1. So that's how we found this band. I don't know if it was Oliver Butz from Sound and Action magazine or myself getting in contact with Ampyre. I think it was through singer Elke. She's now she's still in a band. I think Front Row Warriors is the name of it. So you can check them out. Yeah, and we did. They did a demo tape in a really professional environment. So it's of course a studio demo, and it sounds really expensive. And I think it was. The 4 songs are, yeah, typical for this style. Passion and Pain is the song that you can find on our compilation, and this might be the heaviest. And there's a ballad called When Tomorrow Comes, and you can put out your lighters. I'm a non-smoker since now, oh god, I don't know, 1.5 years or 2 years, I don't count the days. But in case you have a lighter, you can do that here. Yeah, I did a slight remastering of this material because yeah, it never was mastered indeed because it was not released, except of maybe a few cassette copies. And then from ZYX Music studio, Vadim, he was doing, yeah, the final vinyl mastering. It's hard to explain why he is on vinyl. He sometimes, I do a remastering that the sound is cool, that I like it, but he has to check several important things that the vinyl sounds good, and that's why there's a second guy checking my work, and this makes a lot of sense, and I have no ego problem with that at all, because all I want is that you have a perfect, or a perfect as possible product. Yeah, this is how the album looks like, and of course there's a inlay inside with photos and some stuff that was in the press back in the days in the early 90s, and of course liner notes based on an interview with guitar player Andreas Pfisterer. And yeah, what else can I say about this? Yeah, the funny thing is that this cover, one magazine said it is an ugly cover. I really love it because it's real. It's completely real. It's really, I printed a photo of the band and laid it on the street right in front of my house here. This gully, I don't know the word for the gutter, this gutter here, is 5 meters from here outside. So this is a real photo, no Photoshop. There was a little Photoshop here, but yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. And if some think it's ugly, I don't care. I don't care about many things anymore. There's always someone whining or having an opinion, of course. Yeah. Next one is Exploder. I can do that a little faster because we already released a huge, long, amazing double CD from this German band that sounds really American here and there. It's slightly progressive, but all in all it's really good, intense heavy metal from 1988 or 1989. And yeah, of course we couldn't put on the bonus tracks because the album itself is already long enough, not long enough, close to be too long for a vinyl to sound good. So we just have reissued the album, which is pretty rare. I think a mint copy starts at least at €100 or so, and we have the liner notes from the CD in there along with some photos, so you have at least this experience also on the vinyl. And yeah, it sounds pretty good. Checked it several times. Explorer, now available. And hey, by the way, when these are out of print, not out of print, I mean when they're not available anymore, then it might take 8-9 months until they are repressed. So thinking, oh, I'm waiting a little, maybe I buy it one day, makes no sense right now. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, one of my favorite bands that I haven't heard of all these years is Emotional Suicide. Emotional Suicide, oh, I destroyed this CD. Yeah, that's the CD out of my car, so I don't have to open a new one. Yes, I really have that CD in my car all the time. It's crazy. I'm addicted by that thing. Yeah, again, early 90s, this time London, Great Britain. This band was recording an album, and they even released it on CD with a completely different cover, by the way. And then, yeah, that's it. No, more or less, that's it. One song was played by the BBC at the famous Friday Night Rock show. And yeah, but they wanted to find a kind of distribution deal or a deal in general. But yeah, you know, even in the early 90s, and especially in England, it started getting worse with modern stuff and grunge and crossover. And the record companies, especially the bigger ones, they always try to find the next trend and make most money. So even there are some, and I say that because you know that I hate 90s stuff usually. There are some really slight hints of the 90s on this album, but most of the time I thought of Pariah, or even Satan with Mick Jackson or Michael Jackson on vocals. This was what I was thinking when I was listening to this album the first time, which, by the way, was introduced by one of the members, Jason, because I got a Facebook message. Hey, I played in the band in the 90s. Please check it out, because they put it on Bandcamp. But I thought it would be a reason, because there was no information that it was recorded in the 90s. But even then I was interested. That's great, yeah. And yeah. So we came together and we agreed on a new cover artwork. Of course, even here again, some people had opinions that it looks too proggy. I don't care. It's a great cover. It's a great piece of art. You can even see the band inside here. That will look way better when the vinyl is out. We got the full album and 4 bonus tracks, demo recordings, also studio, really good sounding, where you can hear the progress of the songs, the previous versions, if you like. Yeah, and all I can say is this album is suitable. That's a hard word for a German. Suitable. I think it's for any metal fan. I know this doesn't sound too cool to say that, but I heard people loving that album that I wasn't expecting them to love that album, because it is something special and it is pretty unique what these guys are doing, because the bass is always heavy metal, but then there is some ballad moments and then there's some thrash moments, and this all fits together like it would be nothing special at all. They just did it, and yeah, and I just heard. I know that one guy who usually loves more the melodic rock, AOR stuff like that, and there's no AOR moment of this album at all. So I think if everybody who is into heavy music, no matter if it's thrash or regular metal, underground, or what is hip right now, if everybody would give this album a chance, this could be a million seller. So, and I'm not joking here, the problem is that there's so much music out there that you have to fight for every goddamn human being checking out this CD. So hey, listen to this. So this is impossible except you have a promotion budget of a few €100,000. Then you can do that. Yeah. I go on with... No, I will check if the camera is still running. This was already 13 minutes. Not too bad for 3 products. Usually I need 45 minutes. So I think I'm talking really fast because I got the power from the shots here. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? You like Sieges Even? Kitty Catty? You like Sieges Even? Oh, I got her ass here now. Check out Sieges Even. Or is it too complicated for little cats? Yeah, Ginger is here, like in the good old days when I did these lockdown videos and talked about vinyls and stuff. No, here she is. Goddamn, isn't she sweet? She does that on purpose. She knows that we film here. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, back to Sieges Even from Munich. Of course, you all know this band. They went on for many, many years after they started in, I think, '84 as Sodom. That's really funny because, yeah, it's not fitting at all. That's like Lucifer's heritage before Blind Guardian. And so. Yeah, but yeah, from thrash metal they turned into the more progressive stuff until they did that album, their debut album in 1988, and it's unbelievable what they were doing. And even there's millions of mathcore bands and all that stuff out there, I don't care. It's still impressive what these guys were doing here on this album called Life Cycle. And by the way, this is the first ever reissue since the original Steamhammer SPV CD and LP back in the days, which is even more amazing because this is a real classic. It's not some of the typical Golden Core underground stuff you never heard before. No, it's a classic for most yeah, progressive metal fans or fans who are into technical thrash metal. And yeah, that this is the first official reissue is, I could explain it now because I know where we have licensed it, and you wouldn't expect it with this company. But yeah, I'm happy that nobody else was there before us, because that's really hard right now. There's several companies, and I love them all, that's the problem, doing the same thing, trying to find 80s gems that weren't re-released yet. And so sometimes you get in contact, you're looking for a band for weeks, and then you finally found the brother of the original guitar player, and he brings you in contact with the original member, and then he tells you, oh, we had just talked to that Greek company or something. And yeah, this is really frustrating sometimes, but yeah, that's business. That's business. Yeah, but Thieves Even was different, and yeah, I did the sound of Calatrap. You know him from other productions like other bands like Drifter, for example. He had that special drum sound, although I think he did Blind Guardian at one point too. Before it was, yeah. So there was no intense remastering or even restoring. It was there was a CD back in the days, back in '88, and this was just a master tape transfer back then, though everything's fine. It's a little more powerful now, but it hasn't lost any transparency or something just because of the remastering. Yeah, we did some nice CD use. I don't think you see it really good here. The booklet is very intense, I would say. It's with liner notes from guitar player Markus Steffen, who is still active. After Sieges Even, of course, they renamed, more or less renamed, into Subsignal. A really great brand, totally different from this. It's more melodic, and of course there's no thrash in it, but still on the highest possible level, music on the highest possible level. Yeah, we have some old stuff from the old magazines in there, and like I said, the liner notes, and yeah, in this case, the lyrics. Yeah, some are wondering why I'm not too much into lyrics when I have 20 pages of old material, photos, articles, whatever. Then I prefer showing off all that historical stuff before I give the book, before I sacrifice 10 pages just for lyrics that you can find on the internet and can print it out if you like, but you can't print out rare photos because you don't have them. Yeah, so that's my philosophy. If you are a lyric guy or girl, then you will be happy here. And by the way, also with Emotional Suicide. They wrote some liner notes about the band too, but there's a lot of lyrics. And then we go to, finally, to Australia. And yeah, I mean, it's weird. This is a new favorite band. Sieges even, I loved it when this album was released. It was unbelievable for me. And then the guys played, lip sync, but played playback. 2 songs in my TV show from this album here. It was crazy. And one of my favorite bands, along with Manila Road, Sirius Unborn, and this kind of metal, is and was and still is Taramis or Taramis. I never thought of how to pronounce it, and even I'm always in contact with the singer Joel Southby. I never asked if it's Taramis, Taramis. I think it's Taramis. This sounds pretty good. We have a slipcase around this CD here. Slipcase is not a box where you can carry your underwear. No, it's like that. It's on the internal word for this at ZYX Music, by the way, is banderolle, which is cool too. That's a banderolle. No, we did that just for one reason, because we have both albums of Taramis as a double CD now here. Of course, Queen of Thieves, the 80s underground classic, and the progressive metal attack from the early 90s called Stretch of the Imagination. And we wanted to show off that both albums are on this CD, but we wanted to also offer the original covers without any stuff like, hey, both albums are on here, like you can see it on this Pappschuber. It's in German, by the way. The slipcase. So yeah, this makes sense. And yeah, regarding the content, there is 4 bonus tracks on CD1 and 3 bonus tracks on CD2. And the 4 from CD1 should be unknown to everybody, because Shane, the singer, sent them to me. It was a demo between Queen of Thieves and or a studio recording between Queen of Thieves and Stretch of the Imagination, which makes a lot of sense now, because both albums are so different, and it's a kind of missing link what we have here. So when you listen to CD1, it's not too shocking. Then when you start listening to CD2, Stretch of the Imagination. That's because why we usually don't do that, but here it made sense, like with Griffin, with the 2 albums on this 3 CD version. Yeah, so you have the original Australian cover from Queen of Thieves. Inside you have the original Metal Blade and Roadrunner cover from Queen of Thieves, or if you prefer it, you can also choose the Stretch of the Imagination cover. And now tell me that Golden Core is not cool. You can't. You can't. Of course, that's a really long interview. As liner notes, I made this interview for Death Forever magazine, and it was way too long, so we have to shorten it. And of course, it was in German in Death Forever. So this is the original version without any. Yeah, the full version, and it made sense to use that as liner notes, and it was not necessary to do another interview, because it still was valid and not really old. So Shane sent over a lot of stuff. I was scanning the original releases like usual, so you can get an idea how the originals look like. They are all in here. I have them all. Last thing I had to buy was the vinyl version of Stretch of the Imagination, which was a little expensive, but worth it, because I needed it anyway to scan it. Yeah, the music, like I said before, Stretch of the Imagination should be easy to consume for every metalhead. I did a slight remastering here, it's a great sound anyway. But the problem child, for many people maybe, is still Queen of Thieves, the first album, and you can read it in the interview why it's not sounding like the Black Album from Metallica. It is what it is. It's the producer made, or the guy, the engineer or the studio guy made maybe more things wrong than right, and we can be happy that we can listen to the music. Though remastering in this case was finding a little more bass drum, honestly, and I think I was able to bring in a little more stereo, but not too much, because sometimes the vocals was already more on the left side, and it is completely dry, the vocals. It's unbelievable. No effects, I think. Usually every singer would sound like shit without all that, but Shane is so good that he even was managing to sound cool in such a sound. Unbelievable. But the real diehard fans, the underground scene, they don't care that this album is not perfect. I mean, these guys listen to the Satan's Host album, Metal from Hell, and it can't get worse than that. So, and compared to that, this is the Black Album from Metallica, production-wise, yeah. So, yeah, we have this one, the last releases of these Taramis albums were on my Graveyard record. I was really happy back then that they did a great job. But even these two single versions of these two CDs started to get expensive, so it made sense now to bring you Taramis back as a double CD. And you know that ZYX Music is always offering them to a really fair price. I don't know if it will be needed to raise the prices 1 or 2 euros in the next weeks. I haven't talked with them. I wouldn't wonder, because everybody is doing it and things get more expensive for us or for a label too. But yeah, but still it's more fair than what I see in many other companies, usually the bigger ones. So, Emotional Suicide, ZYX even, Taramis, Exploder, and Ampyre. Yeah, that's what's going on. Next week we have volume 2 of the fantastic double CD with real rarities. And by the way, Sound and Action, Rare German Hard Rock and Heavy Metal Volume 2. Next week. It should have been out this Friday, but yeah, it's weird times. Still, Corona is gone, but other things pop up, so yeah, 1 week later. That's it. I will finish my shot now, and then I will spend some time with my cats, and we'll edit this video that you have just seen to the end. I'm really proud of you. So see you maybe next time. I think I'm in the mood for doing way more stuff now in future. I was, I had some not so fine days or months behind me. Nothing too serious though. I mean, I just wrote about that on Facebook. I'm a little special, and yeah, I'm always getting angry when I feel that somebody or something is slowing me down. And I hope that this stuff is over now, and that I, just can go on like I did in the last 51 years. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully see you soon again. Have Ingwer shots, and yeah, bye, Golden Core. All right.